Hi, this is Chick Shane Mosley, and you're watching True School Sports.
All right.
Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, a lot of people have been asking me about this fight. BT, Brendan, True School Sports, The Untouchable. What do you think about Gervonta Davis cherry picking another smaller fighter and bringing him up in weight in Hector Luis Garcia? Now, unlike other times where Gervonta Davis has, cherry picked guys like Jesus Cuellar, Hugo Ruiz, Leo Santa Cruz, to me, I don't really view this as a cherry pick. I view this as a good, solid, credible tune-up fight. Now, Hector Luis Garcia, he's really made a name for himself in boxing over the last year. In my humble opinion, he should be one of the fighters. I know Bivol will win Fighter of the Year, but after Dimitri Bivol, I don't think anybody's had a better year in boxing this year than Hector Luis Garcia, and that's just the truth. Hector Luis Garcia upset Chris Colbert as like a 20-1 underdog to begin the year, then moved up in weight to 130, won a world title. And it just goes to show you, man, when you get in the ring and you kick ass and you take names and you make a statement consistently in the right fights, you get opportunities presented at your door. And this is an opportunity that for Hector, I feel is too good to pass up. Fighting Gervonta Davis at 135, he has a chance to go. I'll tell you this: if somehow Hector Luis Garcia pulls this off, this would be hands down, not even without any question, the biggest win in the history of Dominican boxing. It would be crazy if he won this fight. But he's being used as a smaller guy coming up in weight who has some momentum. He's never fought at 35, but he's been winning fights against Gervonta Davis because Gervonta Davis wants to get a fight to get a little bit more sharper before the Ryan Garcia fight. And it's not a cherry pick. I don't think it's a cherry pick. I'll say it's just it's a credible tune-up, and there is a difference between a cherry pick and a credible tune-up. And I'll give you guys an example. A cherry pick would be like Rod Salka against Danny Garcia, a guy that was dragged up in weight, who was not even anywhere in the top 15, 20, or 30 of his weight class to fight Danny Garcia. That is a cherry pick. When you pick a guy who's not even a high level fighter in the weight class below you. A good tune-up fight would be like Bam Rodriguez versus Israel Gonzalez. A fight where the dude's supposed to win, but the dude he's fighting is no walkover, and will have some moments, and they're going to be there to win, but ultimately he just won't have the tools or enough ammunition to beat the A-side guy. That's what this is to me. Now, I respect Hector Luis Garcia. Hector Luis Garcia, to me, I truly believe is one of the truest fighters in boxing. Because a lot of these guys, listen, I know fighters personally. I know a couple fighters personally. And I see the emotions of fighters, what happens in negotiations. And sometimes, based on some of the fighters I know that fighters get in their own way. Sometimes fighters get great opportunities presented to them, but they pass up on them because their ego gets in the way, or they feel the money wasn't right, or whatever the case may be. Hector Luis Garcia hasn't let his ego get in the way. He's consistently bet on himself, and when the lights came on, he's performed at the highest level. And now he's taking on one of the biggest stars in boxing, and he really has nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose and everything to gain. If he wins against Gervonta Davis, he's the biggest star in Dominican boxing. Overnight he becomes one of the biggest names in Latin boxing. Period. All the countries, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. He'll become a celebrity overnight, a household name overnight if he beats Gervonta Davis. If he gives a good account of himself, like, Leo Santa Cruz did, and Tank just knocks him the fuck out, then, people won't criticize him for it because he's not expected to win. All the pressure is on Gervonta Davis to perform because, that Ryan Garcia fight has been signed, sealed, and it's supposedly going to be delivered to us in April if he gets through his fight with Hector Luis Garcia and Ryan Garcia gets through his tune-up fight that he hasn't even announced yet. So he's got that fight on the line. He's got to perform. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Tank does against Garcia. I think it'll be an entertaining fight. I think Hector Luis Garcia is going to come to win. I think he's going to go in there and give his best efforts just because he knows what's at stake. But all the pressure will be on Gervonta Davis. If Gervonta Davis wins, he'll be 28-0 with 26 knockouts, and it'll set him up for what will be the defining moment of his career in the next fight against Ryan Garcia. So Tank's not going to be judged too harshly on this fight, just as long as he wins the fight. I think it's good that Tank and Ryan are both taking fights before they fight, because when they both fight, I don't want there to be no excuses that there was ring rust or anything like that. None of that. I don't want any of that to be an excuse. And they say, right? Like they say, apparently Gervonta Davis is turning a new leaf in his career because supposedly, according to him, he was talking to Ray Jackson. And by the way, salute to Ray Jackson on Twitter, who always knows how to get a rise out of these fighters and get them to talk. He does his thing on there. But like Ray Jackson was talking to Gervonta Davis on Twitter, and Gervonta Davis pretty much has stated that like Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Mayweather Promotions were trying to get him set up with Rolly, and there's some sort of disdain there. Now, truthfully, I don't believe that. I don't believe that that Mayweather Promotions was trying to set Tank up, because Mayweather Promotions is built around Gervonta Tank Davis. That's what I truthfully believe that Gervonta Davis always has these beefs, these quote unquote beefs, and these problems with Mayweather Promotions every time he's got a fight signed. And I feel like he uses it to drum up interest and get attention for his fights. But I don't think there's really anything in it. That's just me though. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Hector Luis Garcia versus Gervonta Davis. Much best of luck to Hector Garcia, because he's gonna need it. I respect him for taking the fight. Go out there and show him what you're about, champ. Go out there and take it to him. I love when fighters as the B side mess up the plans of the A side fighters. It's one of my favorite things in boxing. So I'm gonna be rooting for that in both fights. Fuck these A sides. Team B side all day. But as far as Tank, he's got to go in there and perform and just make sure he wins the fight so we can get this Ryan Garcia fight, because it's a fight that boxing desperately needs. It's a fight that I genuinely believe will give boxing the shot in the arm it needs, because that fight has a lot of appeal and people are going to be very intrigued about that fight. But give me your thoughts. I've talked enough. Give me your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think about Hector Luis Garcia versus Gervonta Davis? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.
Just like Mayweather's uncles would say, a lot of people don't know shit about boxing. You do. You've done it.
Thank you.
You about the only smart guy that I know, bro. Nobody knows shit about boxing.
I appreciate it, man.
I want to say, man, make sure to follow True School Sports, always covering boxing at the highest level, man, and make sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on Instagram at Just a Kid from Dania as well.
He the plug.